Boys, just calm down. We don't need to throw punches just yet.
I just watched 3 premierships in 4 years just to watch this shit again.
The big angry men who run around in fashion bodies.
If I see anyone complain or say that they can swap Martinelli for Matt and Mbappe, that's their truth.
I'm just dreaming of beers.
Hello and welcome back to another week at Uneducated Nuffies. Wowee, we're in the Gold Coast next week, boys.
Oh, stop it. I'm already horny thinking about it.
Oh, God.
Not a good way to start it. I was going to bring that up actually, because obviously, you get to go on a plane.
Why?
Nice and exciting.
Why? You gonna fly it?
Hey,
You gonna fly it?
I'll try to. I booked a more expensive ticket to try and get access to the cockpit.
You Harry Fitzgerald.
Yes. So that's my goal. Big thought on that one, boys. Top 3 worst people to sit next to or back or in front of you on a plane. What, are you claiming to be yourself, or do you have an answer? No, he's not too bad. I've flown with you before, and you're not the worst.
If he has the same,
How was I the most normal on that flight too?
because you were asleep.
Yeah, I wanted some ZZs. Me.
Oh, God.
I think top 3 worst people to have sit around you is a screaming baby.
Yeah.
Always there. Someone who has no right to be leaning back as far as they do. Like a kid leaning their seat back that far.
Yeah, okay. Even though you pay to have his seat lean back, but
Hey, it's
Keep going
common
ahead.
courtesy, all right?
no, you should be allowed to just lean back.
If you are,
You should be allowed to lean back. You buy a ticket. Everyone is in their right to put their chair back.
But what if I want to be a good person to the person behind me?
No, fuck them.
You're a rude person. And then the number 3
Tell who
is-
you voted for.
I know who number 3 is. We've flown with him before, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Yeah.
No.
When he buys a movie on a plane and watches one scene repeatedly 20 times,
Anyway.
you know who you are.
No hard feelings.
Oh,
Yeah.
planes.
So that's my point, because obviously we're flying out this week. I hope we don't get any of those sort of people around
Well,
us.
isn't it 3 of us in one row and one person behind themselves?
Yes, I did not book us a good flight.
We should have done 2 and 2, but oh well.
No. One person has to suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've put my hand up to suffer on the way back.
You're not on the way there.
On the way there, I'm going to be insufferable for the 2-hour flight.
It might be safe to sit in the back then.
No, we'll sit in the cockpit.
Lane.
I'll sit on the wing.
But I'm going to talk about myself now because
really?
I like to do that. But me and Jimmy, we actually went out Saturday night. Went to the NBL one. We watched Eltham Panthers play your boys, the Ballarat Miners, Bendigo Pioneers.
Bendigo Braves.
Braves.
Not the that's the footy team.
No, I thought you were the Bendigo Miners, but that's Ballarat.
Ballarat Gold Miners.
Whoa! But
Yeah.
so we went to the NBL one. That was pretty cool. But
Who won?
I think Bendigo won.
Bendigo won the men's. Eltham won the women's.
Correct.
How? That's normally the opposite way around for
Yeah,
Bendigo.
No, because I don't think I don't think the Bendigo NBL and NBL one team are different. I don't think they're the same players. They're separate.
teams.
No, but
Separate entities.
I know. I mean, normally the women are good and the men's are bad, but Bendigo.
Yeah.
No,
it,
yeah,
was
but the
it was 2 close games.
Yeah, it was a good game. Bendigo choked it in the end. Not Bendigo choked it. Eltham choked it in the end. But don't you love going out spontaneously to funny places? Because me and Jimmy did that. We went to a very funny place.
Unnamed.
No, we'll
venue.
name it. We'll name it.
Unnamed.
We'll name it because people know this place. The Dorset. The dirty, dirty Dorset.
It sucked.
So bad.
We went to the pokies, but it was fun. Had a bit of a slap. But we were like, we'll go have a bit of fun. We went to the nightclub. Within 5 minutes, I was just... You're either 18 years old or you're 40 and there's no in between. And I didn't like it.
Disappointing.
Such an awful place.
Disappointing.
I didn't
place.
like it. You have to be like belligerently drunk to go in there.
Really?
Belligerent. But there's some other places you can go into that you don't have to be belligerent. But I think that's number 2 to get in there, to be most belligerent.
What's number 1 then?
Revs.
No. Oh,
Boards?
no. It's another
Revs.
place near Ringwood.
Oh, God.
Zuba.
Oh,
Oh, God.
We love Zooey. But Jodie, how was your weekend?
Oh, mine was all right. I did have one complaint, though, from my weekend. And it's something I figured out. Having my own home, right?
You mean renting your own apartment?
Having my own home means that I have to buy things for the flat. And one of the things I need to get is a dryer because my clothes take too long to dry. I know this is enthralling
This
chat,
is some
right?
first world problems.
This is some first world problems. I went to 4 different places: JB Hi-Fi, Harvey Norman, Good Guys. All of their warehouses, because they don't store anything on site, is in Truganina.
Yeah, everything's in Truganina.
Why is everything in
That is the
Truganina?
industrial landscape.
It's there or Laverton. No, the only two places that do it.
Industrial capital of Victoria.
I don't want to spend $60 ordering it in or going to Truganina because I'm spending that same amount on fuel.
Truganina is not far from where you live.
I still don't want to go there.
You just take the ring road.
I'm not taking the ring road to Truganina.
It's a scary idea.
That I will die.
I don't think the ring road's your issue. Truganina is your issue.
I think both. Anyway,
So you had an enthralling weekend, didn't you?
I had a following weekend.
Did you buy a dryer in the end?
I have to order one online now.
Oh,
What the boundary umpire? There is a pig at full forward.
You need to calm down.
Go to Barnes! Come on! I'm from Maui! Do a push-up with them on top of you, Jakey!
this round of AFL footy has been a doozy. What a round we've had. I don't know. There's not a word to explain what we just witnessed.
We couldn't label it really. There was nothing to like. We've had wet round. We've had
Yeah,
scary round.
Like there's a couple sprinklings of ideas you could have gone, like based off the Friday night game, we could have called it behind round. But then there was a couple other games where someone kicked 23-8.
I've got an idea. Graveyard round.
Why were you bored?
Why?
Yeah, every game was really boring.
Just because your team didn't play.
No, maybe we call it retirement village round.
No, we're on bias. It couldn't be retirement.
It can't be retirement like Collingwood.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things going on this round.
I think it was pretty normal, but with a couple of little surprises in there.
A couple of little doozies.
We're in the point. I think we're in the point of the AFL season where it's a bit of a drag. It's hard to watch a lot of games, and a lot of teams aren't playing.
And like it's not close enough to finals,
No.
and it's not early enough in the season where everyone's excited.
Yeah,
It's contracts are the only thing that's exciting right now.
Yeah, we're starting to get a few people re-signed.
Oh, and funny news and people. That also lifts the mood.
Thanks, mate.
Nice. Anyway, we'll jump into it, shall we? Doggies Saints. That was a replay when they played 8 weeks ago.
That was so bad.
Good game,
Very
that.
boring.
Good crowd, that too.
I do enjoy Sam Darcy being back though. That man's a cheat code.
It's over. You have to attack to beat doggies.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough, they have Rory Lobb as their main back. So.
You have to
He was good on the weekend though.
literally. Sam Darcy might be the most impactful player that anyone has on a team. When he comes in and the dynamic he changes to a squad is the most impactful out of any player in the comp.
If he gets on the lead, there is nothing anyone can do.
I didn't see him drop many marks either. He just clunks
He
them.
had 19 touches in his return.
And 3 goals too.
What's Bevo doing putting him in the ruck after a knee injury, being out for as long as he was?
Tough love.
But it's good enough.
He freed up Norton as well. Norton finally played a good game, but we did talk about last week. I'm going to give him an impression point because he's still not the main option.
Yeah, he's now playing as a nice little second option, getting the second best defender.
Kennedy is still playing almost all Australian.
Unbelievably.
Yes, very good.
He's so good. Their whole midfield. Trelaw had 20 touches. Sanders had 20 touches and 2.
Well, they had Bont get tagged out of the game.
Yeah, Bonden had 16, I think.
Did not
14,
matter at all.
Didn't do much. Didn't need
matter at
to.
all.
But you can see how dangerous the dogs are when they're healthy. But that's their biggest downfall. Is they can't stay healthy.
They also can't beat a top 8 team.
That as well. I think they've won from 8 this season.
It's
One from
not
6
a good
or something.
record.
I think they've won one game.
That's why
out
they're
of a
sitting,
top 9 team.
that's why they're 9th right now.
Yeah.
Because obviously against these bottom sides, they dominate because they're a very good team on paper. But
I think we could also talk about Ross Lyon's press conference afterwards, complaining about crowds at Marvel. 20,000 is pretty poor, to say the least. And he was complaining that Thursday night's hard to get fans to. Where I've seen the MCG packed out 80,000 on a Thursday night. And the week before, in what I thought was going to be a more boring game, with what was Doggies Essendon, they still got, I think it was 32.
Doggies Essendon, that was weeks ago.
No, there was a week before Essendon
Doggies
played
Hawth-
someone.
No. Doggies Hawthorn was a couple of weeks back.
My point to that one is probably 5 weeks ago now. Essendon played North on a Thursday. That got 35,000.
It's because
That is a worse game because there is 2 bad teams. At least the Doggies are a good team from last week.
it's because crazy thing, right? No one likes St Kilda.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Is that a hot take?
I don't know
No,
why.
I'm pretty sure it's average take actually.
I don't know why you want to go watch them, to be fair.
Oh, they're a snooze fest team.
And they're bad.
If you want to go have a nap, get a medallion club ticket to a St Kilda game.
Yeah, but then you got beers barking at you. So
Nah, not even at Marvel.
No, they're howling at you for those games.
yeah.
That's all you can do. But we went down to Launceston on a Friday night. Launceston
right.
getting prime time football here.
And that should be the first and last time it ever happens during this part of the year. Because earlier in the year, the Hawks played the Giants on a Saturday night. Good game. It was in March. It's not 2 degrees in March.
No.
It's 2 degrees in June, and look what happened.
Well, I had a couple of colleagues work the game. They told me when they left the ground and got to their apartment, it was minus 1.6.
Oh my!
It was 4 degrees in Melbourne that night, and then I clocked. It's going to be a lot worse down there.
It was very cold, very dewy, and very wet.
If Tasmania generally think they can get away with not having a roof on that stadium,
No way.
they
It can't
are
happen.
kidding themselves.
They're fast cool is what they are.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Well, the team's not happening anyway, so
Oh, the team will happen.
just not when it's
It's
supposed to.
going to get delayed.
Yes, majorly.
I'm going to say 2035, guys. Hot take. Because AFL will have to pay for a roof at this point.
It was a massive chopstick game.
For a disappointing because it's 2 good teams.
Yeah, it was.
You want to see them playing their best footy, but the conditions simply
It was
didn't
hard.
allow
A
them
lot
to.
of behind. Neither team wanted to win that in that last quarter, really.
No.
You know, for a period in the 3rd and 4th quarter, the game went goalless for 54 minutes.
That's a long time.
11 goals in 4 quarters into the game.
Oh, whoosh.
Sorry, guys.
Got an email.
But it's not like it's Richmond not scoring for 95 minutes because Sydney was still scoring 20 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This was
both teams.
this was just awful.
And it was their kicking skills for both teams was terrible. Like in front of goals, they were 20, 30 metres out and shanking. It wasn't like there was much wind either. It was did it rain? I think it was just the dew, wasn't it?
It wasn't
It
raining.
wasn't raining. It would just be cold and it would be slightly wet because dew developed over the day.
The tone was set when Phil Thorpe took a mark 10 metres out in the first 5 minutes and then missed completely.
Yeah.
That was the tone was set for the
Very
rest of the game.
chopstick. But the Hawks got away with one there, I think. Because I thought Adelaide were the better team on the night.
Better team, but they couldn't kick and goal for shit. So
No, I think
Bad
neither.
kicking's bad
yeah.
for
Neither team should get points from that game.
yeah,
Take away points.
not convinced.
What, give it to Collingwood.
Yeah, I reckon.
Like you guys need points already. We'll donate to North.
No.
Coast.
North got 2 million. All right, they're fine.
By AFL logic, Carlton will get it.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
But yeah, still not convinced by either team. Really,
Oh, I'm more convinced by Adelaide than I am by Hawthorn still.
I still get worried when the Crows play a top 8 team. Still, they're in that boat. I think.
Brisbane, as we will come back to in a bit, aren't the rock solid team as I've been saying all year that they looked like last year.
Yeah,
Oh, next game.
Oh, you got there.
Oh,
I was
crazy
about to say.
foreshadowing.
I was about to say. I think we're already there.
Oh, foreshadowing.
yeah. Brisbane.
Forehead.
Back to old Brisbane ways. A lot of behinds, bad kickings, bad footy, and the Giants were more accurate on the day, and that gets them the win.
It's what we're going to look back to in a couple of years and call the breaking out game of Aaron Cadman. It took him long enough. It's taken him three years, but he's finally got there, kicking 5 goals and 19 touches. He was everywhere on the weekend.
He was outstanding.
He was great. Jesse Hogan as well. When you have 11 goals from your 2 key forwards.
Well, those two.
That's what GW West would have wanted to invest when they went for Cadman, and then somehow plucked Hogan from obscurity at Freeway. He'd been struggling for a while.
Those two over the next couple, 2 to 3 years, could be one of them. Probably the new Colonel Mackay that we've seen the last couple of years.
Too different because they're
It's different, but I'm talking like the best
No, like as a
key
duo.
forward duo.
as a duo. Yeah, I
That's
like
what
it.
I'm saying.
Yes, as a duo, yes.
Because you've got Hogan, just the ultra reliable
Yeah.
key forward, and then you got Cadman, young.
It's
Explosive.
between them two and Phil Thorpe and Fogarty.
Yeah,
That's me the big 2
yeah.
duos.
The battles.
On the other end of the field, Logan Morris also kicked 5.
Deserves some flowers. You know, he was taken at pick 31 in 2023.
Yeah, he slipped down a fair bit. He sort of filled that role that they needed because obviously once Danaher left, they didn't have anyone. Hipwood was never going to fill that position. We know what Hipwood's like.
No.
But he is turned into a little gem here after
It might be due for a good game against.
I still think he's probably got the
the
second. He's also got the second best debut. Oh no, he's got the best debut in AFL history. The Macca's debut.
His debut.
Big quarter pounder.
Yeah.
It's up there.
It's up there.
Yeah, but seriously impressive to come from pick 31 2 years ago to then come in, play most games last year, win a flag, and then now be the number 1 key forward on a pretty good Brisbane side.
It's so the big thing right now is they've lost Jack Payne, who's been solid, underrated this season, his impact.
Yeah.
Brisbane look a bit scary for their own good.
they'll want to get top. Well, they won it from 5th last year, but this team, like compared to last year,
Completely different.
I think
Yeah.
their biggest issues are obviously their forward line's probably the one thing that screams out the most.
Yeah.
Obviously, Logan Morris kicking 5 does help, but is he going to do that every week? Probably not.
where's Charlie Cameron?
They got no one really going forward, and their halfbacks have been very inconsistent. To say that, I think Zorko hasn't been anywhere near what he was last year.
Zorko is still an accumulator. Like, he still gets loads of touches. It's less effective
His
with what he does
efficiency's
with it.
terrible. He turns. I think he's averaging turnover like 8.2. His average turnover, or 8.2 turnovers a game.
When you're trying to keep it tight, that's not the case.
It's kind of, especially when you turn over in the back 50. That's where it kills them.
Yeah. I
Kitty
think
Coleman needs to come back.
They need Kitty Coleman. He's injured again, so
You
they need to
can't
get-
stay
just-
healthy.
They need to get him right.
So I think their midfield's fine. I don't know issue with their midfield.
Midfield's great.
They're one of the better midfields in the league.
Plus, like, it's so deep, but they just need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe move like a Levi or a Will to halfback playing for a bit while you have the extra depth in the midfield.
Probably Levi more than Will, I'd say,
Yeah. I would be going Levi.
because
Give me-
I
give
don't
me-
think
give me the
Levi's.
Dacos
I don't think
for a while.
Levi's strong enough to be in that midfield yet.
He's definitely a rotation piece for when you're playing North or a West Coast or a.
Yeah.
But not against a team where you're trying to play competitive football. But talking about teams that struggle to play competitive football, we're going on the G here, Jimmy. What the hell happened there with the Dons?
Well, we knew this was coming. Like, this team is the full VFL at the moment.
Full VFL with a couple of sprinkles of AFL players.
Yeah, it's been put off for a couple of weeks because we've done very well to compete with teams above our level. But against a team like Geelong, who are, I think, the only team that can beat Collingwood this year, with the way it's panning out, it was always going to come crash and burn down like that.
You did predict Geelong to win the grand final too this year.
I did. Pick Geelong. I mean, currently they've got a chance of winning the flag, the Brownlow, and the Coleman,
Yeah.
which is absurd.
Absurd statement.
They literally could have
They are.
they literally could have 1 and 2 in the Brownlow medals.
Holmes-
the way we're
Holmes
going.
won't be second.
No,
Or we could be up there.
he won't be. There's
not gonna be Nicholas.
Buzz.
No, it won't be. I know it won't be. Nick. I do watch our games. Crazy enough.
Wow, you watch games?
You
You
don't.
don't.
Sorry, I work.
You could have watched last night.
No, I was working.
Oh my god. Forgot.
See, I have
Anyway,
a well committed job.
Yeah, back to Geelong. Like, class outfit.
Oh, they're insane.
Yeah.
Once again, getting this through lots of people who are underrated as hell. Graham Myers is having a purple patch since coming back from being knocked out.
Yeah.
Holmes having a great, finally starting to hit that Bailey Smith duo.
Holmes has been playing better.
I think he's been
last
the
month.
better player this year, I reckon.
Not this year.
No,
Oh yeah,
No
No.
way.
yeah.
no.
Holmes is the most consistent player with what he does week in, week out at Geelong, and he's done it more consistently.
No.
And yes, he hasn't been more probably flamboyant. I think he's a more impactful player for Geelong
The
than Bailey
first
Smith
5 to
is.
6 games this year, he was nearly a non-factor.
Oh, no, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because he was having to adjust to Bailey Smith coming in and being that number
He
one
was being
piece.
tagged, and he is no good with the tag. And now Bailey Smith's
Yeah, but
playing
not many
so well.
people are good with the tag.
You can be.
He can be.
You can be.
Yeah, but name me one person who's good with the tag.
Nick Dacos.
No. Do you not remember him against North last year?
Oh, where he had 11 touches in the final quarter and won us
Yeah,
the
because
game.
no one tagged him. They took the tagger off him.
He was still doing that in the third quarter as well.
Nick Dacos got tagged against Brisbane this year and dominated.
Okay.
There are
As long
players
as he doesn't have someone's hand up his ass, like
there are players that are good enough to beat a tag. If you,
Yeah, okay.
it is a thing. Bailey's a better. At the
Even,
two, but they're both great.
Even Shannon Neal the last month has been
he's finally popping up.
he's hitting his strides here.
The young
The
full forwards
Irishman.
are growing.
They're finally doing it. They're all doing it at the same time.
This is unreal. And then you
How
got
did Geelong keep doing this?
And then you got Jez kicking 6.
Well, what when they get someone else as well next year?
Yeah, they'll find some random gem out of Werribee again and just
Somehow
dominate.
they'll get Zach Butters.
Imagine a midfield of Holmes, Butters, and Smith.
About Reed as well.
Nah.
Oh, they need a ruckman is what they need.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
Tom
they're missing.
Koenig.
Is a
Oh no! If DeConey goes to St Kilda, it's Roel Marshall.
Noel Marshall will go forward for St Kilda.
He
Won't go.
He will
He
leave
wants to
St
play
Kilda.
forward.
He will leave St Kilda.
I don't know if he'll leave St Kilda.
Anyway, moving on. Good to see Freo get a big away win.
Yeah,
Oh, big win!
I
big
wouldn't call it
trip! Big trip!
It wasn't a big win.
Well, credit to North because they were down by I think about as much as 5 goals at one
Yeah, it
point,
was
Yeah.
30 points.
and they came charging home in the last. just fell
Had
short.
the
in end.
momentum. Freo were just able to barely hold on. It was very squeaky bum effort there.
It took a late goal from Luke Jackson and then Josh Tracy going down back to save their win.
Why do Freo do this to themselves?
Oh, they've had a great 3 weeks before the bye, beaten some good teams and then barely beat North.
The 4-week contract signing now.
They've won 4 in a row.
They're just doing well. North, are we calling this WA payout a success?
Yes.
This has been a good start. This is a lot better than you would have thought.
And they've also made, what, $2 million?
Yeah,
$1 million
made
bucks?
the money. They've won.
More.
No, I think it was only $1 million because it's $1 million a year. I don't think it's multiple.
I reckon they will have found a way to make more money from it.
Oh, so Carlton like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something going on. But yeah, look, won one game, almost snatched another.
Had a good showing for once.
And to do it without their key backman in common, probably not as influential game as Cherry would have wanted. I don't think compared to previous weeks.
Compared to what he normally puts up,
It was against Jackson, though, to be fair.
like Cherry's athleticism is taken out. Hit outs he won massively,
Yeah.
but everything else.
Jackson around the grounds.
I think Cherry was hoping that Darcy would get up because I think he would have just torn
Oh, he
Darcy to
would've.
shreds.
Yeah.
I think anyone would hold up.
It's not hard to.
It's so easy, dude.
Not hard to do that.
We'll move on to Sunday Fun Day because we had some fun games on Sunday,
No.
didn't we?
No, we did not.
Fun games. We'll go over to Adelaide. Port Adelaide have given themselves 2 wins in a row. Ken likes his job.
Ken's keeping it for the season now.
Ken's back.
Ken's back. Give him a 10-year deal.
We never doubted you ever, Ken.
I never
Not
said
once.
he was getting sacked after the bye.
Never once.
Ken's having fun with the media now. He doesn't give a shit.
He's been having fun with the media since the start of the season.
He
It's so
does
good.
not give a shit. It's hilarious.
After he realised the club will pay $30,000 for his media shenanigans against Jack Ginnivan last year, he's just doing whatever he wants.
I would love to have that.
He's just using Koshi's market from Compare the Market.
Oh, God.
It's ridiculous.
Koshy.
Miss Georgiadis had another young forward having a good day. 7 goals, 4. Probably could have been 10 because 3 of those 4 points were easy shots.
It was on Stephen May, though. So it's Stephen May karma.
It's karma for being a dickhead last week.
Yeah.
Georgiades won't do this again for the year.
No.
Oh, he's not a good enough forward, even when he's his best to do that. It's good that he's done it. Good on him.
7
But
goals, 4 is not bad.
He's not even in the top 10 best tall forwards in the comp. I wouldn't even say almost not top 20.
He's definitely top 20.
Top 20.
Or-
yeah.
Easily top 20. It's close.
I don't rate him.
Kicked like 50 goals last year.
Did he? No.
He kicked a lot of goals last year.
He basically.
Yeah, but who else did Port have?
Charlie
Willie
Dixon
Rioli.
They had Dixon last year.
Dixon got dropped at like 4 games that year last year.
Yeah, because he was awful towards the back end because he was.
And look what
watched
Willie
retiring.
does.
Yeah, it's threatening.
Willie kicks goals. He just.
Real threatening.
Oh God. Anyway, Melbourne done.
Yeah, they're in 15th at the moment. I struck. I think if they knocked off Collingwood last week, it could have been a turning point and given them some momentum to roll onto this week.
But heartbreaking loss, then lose to Port.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from 15th. I think we can wipe them
Play
off.
the kids.
They already have been playing the
they
kids
play-
all year.
Even more.
What?
Stephen
to our
May.
level?
Yeah, I reckon.
Because that's the ultimate.
blow
Play
it
the
up.
kids.
Trade Gorn. No, don't trade Gorn. He's
Do
your
not trade
heart,
Gorn.
heart and soul of the club.
Trade off.
Stephen
Trade
May,
off.
Clary, Jake Lever.
I got another person put in pressure point from Melbourne later, but we'll miss them. We'll move on to the last game of the round. Back over to Perth. Carlton, 2 wins in a row. So this is
You can't be counting this.
2 wins in a row. But also, I don't think anything's changed.
Nothing's
No.
changed.
Because the same script happened. You dominated the first quarter, which
Yep.
West Coast were awful. Like,
Maybe
awful.
the worst quarter I've seen in a long, long time.
And then you sort of petered through the second quarter. No what team really won. And then you lost second half.
Yeah.
Again.
I saw a stat card this week. It's the second week in a row where we've won the first quarter. We've scored like 40 points. We've scored more points in the first quarter than we have in the second, third, and fourth combined.
It's so bad. When you play an actual team, like you're screwed.
You've got one more week of serenity maybe with North. And then you play Port.
I wouldn't say Port are a good team.
Yeah, but at home. And they're
Adelaide,
playing.
and now if they keep winning games, then they're also building probably more than you are at home. And then you get Collingwood.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Can't wait for that.
So Carlton are knocked back. It's not leaders.
Well, we are in 10th at the moment. We're only
Well done.
We're only 2 games out of
You've
the
played West Coast twice.
we're 2 games out of the 8. I remember I said this. I said when we'll play Jerry West, win the next 4 of our next 5,
You're
we're
losing
back in
all
it.
now.
We're 2 from 3 at the moment.
You've played the easiest teams twice.
I said
I think
4 out of 5.
The gap between like the top 9 and the bottom 9 is ridiculous.
It's so
If you're
far.
10th and the doggies are 9th,
there is
it's
such a
joke.
big gap. Such
It's a
a big
joke.
gap.
Oh, anywho, in happy news or interesting news, have we seen who's returned to Whitnall today?
yeah, Jamara's back. Well done.
Big apology from him, saying sorry, guys.
It was about 4 months overdue, that apology.
Yeah.
His Asai business has fallen down, so
Oh,
he's
God.
back. But good to see him back.
I think the plan is to try and get him to build into playing some VFL footy at the end of the year.
Yep. So he can get trade value up. Before he
Yeah,
gets
pretty much.
taken
Try and
out.
get him some AFL games back. Because if he can get back in the Doggies team, they could be a good
They
push to
should not.
finals.
They should not play him.
Out of morals.
I don't want to see them change this forward line.
When does Bevo ever have morals?
He does now. I've
It
decided
does
he
now. Yeah.
I don't want to see them change their forward line. The Darcy, Norton, Karmas up forward is good enough. For me.
Buku.
That's a good front
We've got
throw.
a Buku lover
Jamaris
coming
and
on next
halfback.
week.
Nah.
I thought we were putting Norton down at centre halfback.
He's a good side piece.
Yeah, you can't be a number one.
He's a sneaky link in the forward line.
He's a sneaky
link.
It's a sneaky link. Oh,
Hit the
let's
button.
hit hot takes.
Let's hit the button. Let's get some hot takes going.
It's a bit hot in here. Hot.
Did you guys have
takes.
anything this week, or is just my twos of?
I've got hot takes in other sports, but
Okay.
not this sport.
I haven't got any.
All right. Well, I've got 2 hot takes that I noticed. At the opposite ends of the weekend, Thursday night during the Doggy Saints Ball Fest, they were bored on commentary, as you could tell from what Kingy said.
Mm-hmm.
Average Kingy moment.
Oh, is this Fox?
Yeah, I
So-
was watching on Fox.
So they're probably at South Melbourne.
Yeah, I guess so. Didn't make it to Marvel.
Too far of a journey.
Yeah, 10
trip.
10 minutes down the road, mate. It's hard. There was some score review late in the game. It was a bit pointless, but as I was watching, Kingy decided there should be no score reviews when there's more than 10 goals the margin. I think that's really impactful for the game. It's going to change a lot of things.
No.
Kingy, that's revolutionary.
Kingy, guess what? They have to. It's in their contract.
That's a fireball.
Oh, God.
That's
shut up.
that's a zinger.
Shut up.
That's a zinger. Oh, Kingy.
Not so much of a zinger was yesterday. I was on Channel 7. I swapped media companies to watch Pride
Sport and Fred Air.
Yeah, Fred Air. Lost my subscription anyway.
Couldn't
BT.
afford KO.
Now over to Brian. They were talking. They were talking about Asava Radigalia.
Mm.
He had 7 intercept marks in the first half.
Yeah, he was taking a
And
lot
Kane
of
Collins was
clunkers.
just bringing up the point. Good media. And then BT goes, "Oh, that's just a mark." And Kane goes, "No, he's intercepting because he's been kicked by the other team." "Oh, no, he's just marked it." And Kane goes, "No, it's an intercept because the other team kicked it." Oh. That happened live on air.
That man kicked 100 goals for Collingwood.
He's got to be the worst commentator.
on TV.
No.
Yes.
No.
Who's worse? Callie's better than him.
At least he knows what teams are there.
Callie knows what teams they're. She points the colour.
Orange. Yeah, no, BT just completely forgetting the definition of an intercept marked live on air.
He's just oh my God, I can't speak.
Oh, you don't,
BT over here.
Yeah,
Oh,
so he's just disinterested because Collingwood isn't playing this week.
I'm aware. He swears on radio and TV for games.
Yeah, because
Did you not hear him on I think it was on
be fair,
it was on 7 on Thursday night. He said oh, Bontempelli's hit his doodle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did.
That's good. That's good commentary.
That's
To be
not.
fair, yesterday he
It's
didn't
poo.
he didn't give Fox Footy a random stray for not being there. So that's one thing he did do.
He's not giving him enough strays.
He's bored.
He's so bored.
What do you reckon he does in his spare time?
Lives down at Lawn. Goes to the beach.
Buys more Collingwood merchandise.
Woke.
Which button?
Hit
is
the
it?
pressure point.
Steven Seagal, his favourite movie, Steven Seagal.
Isn't the Vox Pops meant to be about a straight bloke taking a piss out of his face?
Yeah, guys, welcome back to the Pressure Point. Next segment of the footy part of the show. Just start with some coaching amendments.
Yes.
Go on there. Okay, so Dean Cox stayed the same because they didn't play.
Yeah. Oh, well, we need to move about the 3 zeros from Ken.
Ken's back to 1,000.
1,000. Another good win in the books against a bad team, but
Correct.
He's having fun with the media, so I enjoy him. Ross needs to go up.
He's about 10 billion.
Yep.
I want to give him 10 billion. Let's go.
$1 million.
I would put him at 100,000.
I'd go $1 million then because I don't like watching
One
him.
more zero.
I don't want to watch him
And
ever again.
he's also boring. Oh, no, he's entertaining.
He's entertaining in the media, but his football makes me want to throw chopsticks
Awful
at my
football.
Defense.
What's Vossi at?
A
Bossy
lot.
stays the same as last week because nothing's changed.
Yeah, he can't go up.
You can't go up. You can't go down because he did the same thing. You both said he did the same thing he did last week. Can't change. That was a win.
But it's against West Coast, so
If it's still a win.
What about Clarko?
Yeah, he's on the fringe here. He's no
I am
zeros.
willing to take him out.
No, I'm still no. He's got to get a win.
Win.
He's got to get a win.
So when they beat Carlton, then we can take them off.
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
Good idea. I'm removing Sam Mitchell.
Sam Mitchell can be out of it. I think Adam Kingsley can go out of it as well, or he can be down at 0.
Hit me at 1.
Yeah.
Because I still want to see him do it again.
Do it at home. They didn't win a
Yeah.
game at home.
Brad Scott's at 10,000.
Yeah,
I just added 2 zeros because I know you're playing the kids, but
that was
you're
bad.
still terrible.
It's not by choice, to be fair.
It isn't by choice, but lost 195.
Yeah.
So.
In the one thing before we move on for that as well, do you see it was both the Scots' 1,000th game of AFL football together, both playing and coaching. It's quite a good effort to get 1,000 games combined. Quite impressive.
One on Chris working 3 jobs.
He's a hardworking man.
Wonder how one of his teammates is going. Anyway, one more person I'm going to add into this. Again, like we did with Brad Scott and a couple of the others week, we just put him in, test the waters. I think we've got to bring Chris Fagan here. Testing the waters here.
He won a flag last year.
He did, but
Okay.
he's in the pressure point because their next. I think I'll get this up here in a sec. Give me 2 seconds. I'll put
I want to quickly make an argument here. Last year, if we were talking about Collingwood with pressure point because we didn't have pressure point last year. Would Craig McRae be in there at all?
No.
No.
Because Craig McRae is a great coach. Who do Brisbane have next?
Well, you look at their next 5 games they have Brisbane. They've got Geelong at GMHBA. They've got Port Adelaide. They've got Carlton,
2 wins.
Bulldogs, Gold Coast,
3
Collingwood.
wins. They'll go 3-3.
And then they finish off with Sydney Dockers and Hawthorn.
Okay, so they're going to win.
They haven't played. They're going
to win 5 or 6 more games.
I don't think any of those besides Carlton is a guarantee.
What? They're not Port Adelaide.
I think Port Adelaide playing good football.
Isn't it at the Gabba?
It is at the game, but again, Port
Brisbane are
Adelaide,
winning by 60 points.
Port Adelaide playing good football.
I don't think Port Adelaide are going to do good football against Brisbane.
That's above their level.
I would say you have to give Chris Fagan the benefit of the doubt because he won a flag and he's dealing with Eric Kipwood trying to be Joe Danaher. That's not working.
I just think we're not putting him fully there. I'm just testing the waters. We're just testing the waters here. If they get flogged by Geelong, he's in it.
This is like a shallow end of a pool. The waters you're currently putting into.
But let's move on. We'll move on to the players here. Jesse Motlop.
What did we tell you last week?
What
did we tell you?
He was the worst rated Carlton player on the field. He was worse than Charlie, and Charlie went off for half time.
What did we tell you?
We told you it wasn't real.
So Jesse has had an absolute stinker. You're back up to, what do we put him at, 10 million?
Look, I would put him higher if I could.
No, I think, because he was at about 100,000. He's up to 10 million's fine.
A lot of these players didn't play on the weekend.
Nothing really out of here.
Nick Watson came back and did not do anything.
Yeah, got tackled. Worrell
That
chased
was
down.
chase down.
Great
That was
chase
chase down of the year.
Yeah.
That was unreal.
The brilliant chase down.
Norton can stay in there just because I'd want to see him do it without Darcy holding his hand.
Do it.
But
Do it.
we won't be able to see that for most of the year now because Darcy's
Darcy's going to dominate.
Yeah. Richmond need to win a game.
Had the buy.
The entire Brisbane forward line.
The TikToker, what's the guy, the Richmond?
Quality.
Quality. He was quite happy that they had the buy.
I'm not surprised.
I'll watch. The entire Brisbane forward line can stay minus Logan Morris.
Yeah, Logan Morris is now free from the shackles of
He's
that.
exempt because he's the best one in there and he's 19.
I'll put the final 2 ones in here because I want to talk about them. First one is Christian Petrarca. He's had a very quiet and sort of not gone missing, but hasn't done what we've seen of him and expected of him in the years gone past. And this is really hurting Melbourne, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. Rui's gave him a spray yesterday saying he doesn't go hard enough with the ball.
He's really
I
sort
think
of...
he's traumatised, Rui.
Maybe that, but...
That's what happened with Gaz. When Gaz got injured.
Gary Ablett.
Yep.
Yeah.
He afterwards he would not go for it.
Not in the way he used to.
Nat 5.
Yeah.
It's there's certain players, they're so good, but once they have one injury, they're scared of getting it again.
becomes a bit sad.
But he hasn't tried to evolve into a different sort of play style either. So
To be fair, being in Melbourne, that's quite hard.
I think, especially when you have the best ruckman tapping to you, he needs to find ways to be more effective, get in there and try and at least be impactful going forward.
Hot take, right? Put him in the forward line for the rest of the year.
Why not?
Move Cozzy.
You're not
They
playing.
should.
They're not playing
Put
finals.
Cos in the middle.
Yeah.
I like it. One more person I'm going to put in here because he's in here because he has sneakily been quite bad goal kicking wise this season, even though he's kicked a fair bit. That's Taylor Walker.
He's renowned for being a very good shot at the goal.
He
as well.
has. I want to give you some stats here I've got here. So he's averaging 1.5 goals a game, but he's also averaging 1.2 behinds. But his scoring accuracy is at 51%.
Not great.
No.
For I know there's 3 tall forwards in there.
For the vet to be doing that.
That's really that's worrisome
Well, no
areas
wonder
here.
Phil Fort missed from 10 metres out.
He also
Tex is
did.
teaching him.
Tex also did kick 0 goals 3 on the weekend too.
Yeah, it's
So
Yeah, everyone was doing that, though. I'll give
yeah,
him the benefit
but
of
when
the
you're
doubt
kicking 51% scoring accuracy as a key forward, when your main goal is to kick goals,
What?
I think he deserves to be in the pressure point.
Can we also put Stephen May in there? For
Yeah, for giving someone a spray about not being good enough and then having 11 scoring shots.
Having a
kicked in the
mare.
head.
having an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, getting dominated.
Tasmania an extra 5 zeros, I reckon.
Tasmania's right now at 1 quadrillion.
Yeah,
Just put it in infinity.
a lot of numbers. Umpires still lots because they're still bad.
I saw something sad on the weekend. I was really disappointed. David Rowan David Rhoda made a wrong decision.
Yeah, he had the ball. Essendon had a long shot at goal.
I didn't
and
think this day would ever come.
It went a centimetre over the line, and then the ball ran down the whole of the field, and they score reviewed it, and he was wrong.
I thought the MRO was wrong. The arc was wrong, but it was David.
Pack it up. AFL's done.
The game is gone.
Game's gone. What's this fucking bullshit? Oh, where are we? No, that's I hate you.
Oh God!
Give me the Goldie.
Not yet. In a couple of days.
I need ginger beer.
I thought you said Bundy.
Don't need a Bundy.
I need Bundy.
No one needs Bundy as we head into the Crib Steakhouse medal.
A lot of these fans of these teams need a Bundy
They
after
might
the way
need
their
Bundy,
team's
yeah.
playing. Starting with those teams, the Saints who played against the Doggies. Giving 1 vote to the return of Jesus Christ, Sam Darcy. 2 votes to Matt Kennedy. 3 votes Bailey Dale.
Now off to the worst game of all time. Hawks versus Crows. 1 vote Dylan Moore, 2 vote Ben Keys, and 3 votes to Jarman Impey.
Still, I'm coming for your job, Andrew Dillon. I'll see you at the Brownlow. We've got Brisbane versus GWS. 1 vote, Lockie Whitfield. 2 votes, Aaron Cadman. 3 votes, Jesse Hogan.
To the boys versus men at the MCG. Bombers versus
Boys,
the Cats.
2 men.
1 vote to Bailey Smith for an inefficient 41 disposals. 2 votes to Jeremy Cameron and 3 votes to Max Holmes.
Sherlock.
Now across to the longest travel for an away game of all time. 1 vote to not Tom McDonald Stone, Luke McDonald.
Apologies.
2 votes to Caleb Sarong and 3 votes to Andrew Brayshaw.
Jim, you can do this one. I'll do my boys.
Okay, I'll do Port Adelaide taking on Melbourne. 1 vote to Connor Rozee, 2 votes to the horny one, Jason Lord-Francis.
I hate you.
Thank you. And 3 votes to Mitch Georgiades.
Final game of the round, West Coast versus Carlton. 1 vote to Jacob Bank Wiedering. 2 votes to Tom McCarthy. And 3 votes
McCarthy,
to
not
Adam. Tom McCarthy. And 3 votes to Adam Chera.
Oh, absolute disgrace.
We will update the spreadsheet this week, and we'll have an updated.
Well, I can tell you right now, Bailey Smith is in the lead.
I think he is.
Yep, he's taking the lead.
Brayshaw second.
Yeah, Brayshaw is in second actually after the buy from Nicholas, and Zach hasn't done much the last couple of weeks.
Oh, wait, hang on. No, Brayshaw's leading.
No. Oh, no, it will be. Yeah.
Brayshaw's in front.
No, because Baz got votes last week. Remember, we haven't updated last week.
Oh, God.
This is a couple of weeks old. We need to catch up here.
Baylor Settle's got a hat-trick on his birthday!
Not yet, he
Young
hasn't.
little beauty!
Barnes got 6 at the G! Build the man a statue!
What are you doing here? Oh, just listening to some Spotify, mate. Yeah, just listening to some tunes.
Pain, more pain, and pain. Australia have lost the World Test Championship final at Lords.
Tim Payne.
I thought you got Tim Payne areas here. He kept saying Payne like Tim.
I don't text like Tim.
He's back
Payne.
on WhatsApp.
Who let him?
WhatsApp scandal. Anyway, yeah, Australia played South Africa in the World Test Championship final at Lords, and they fucked it.
It was bad.
We gave South Africa the first international trophy since the 90s.
This is like, what is going on this year? Tottenham's winning trophies. South Africa's winning ICC trophies.
That means one thing.
Carlton winning the trophy
No.
this year.
No, not that.
St Kilda were more likely then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was bad.
that was bad.
The first 2 days was actually very entertaining of cricket.
Well, bowler's paradise for the first 2 days.
The deck wasn't the bowling paradise. Definitely the cloud.
Yeah, ball was able to move
The
around. Duke
when it
ball.
was quite cloudy and there's a
That's
lot of
stupid.
overcast weather.
That stupid English cricket ball.
The Duke.
Who decided that England was a good place to host sports?
They
The ICC.
they
Oh,
host.
we're not going to India. No.
No, they host.
Send it to Dubai.
No.
They host every World Chess Championship final because they'll never be in it because they're not good enough to play in it, and it has to be a neutral venue.
And I do like Lords. How many times did you hear at Lords them talk about the slope?
you sent me a video about this.
I reckon I heard it about 100
I
times.
It's
cracked
like
it.
there's nothing else to talk about for about a day.
It's a square slope. But
Stupidly.
was a
stacked
bowling
ground.
paradise. We saw Kagisa Rabada have 5 for in the first
Yeah.
innings, and then Cummins one-upped him, taking 6 for. I don't think we had... I think... Who was the lead we could take for Australia? No. Then we went to
Cummins.
bat second. I think Kagiso had 3, and so
It
did...
was shared around. And
Yeah, it was shared around
Jansen,
quite
maybe?
well. No, not Jansen. Ngidi.
Ngidi took
Ngidi had 3. Only real batting promise from the first innings Australia was obviously Smith. I think he made 60 odd, and then
And-
Bo Webster made 80. It was a very
slug.
it was a very worrisome 80. Like when he got to 30, he still didn't look in.
Well, he should have been out on like 30 when they didn't review one, and there was plum.
Yeah. How was the one where they gave what's his name Bavuma out, and they somehow found a snicko that hit the pad?
Oh, did it? I didn't
Yeah.
watch it.
Oh, well. But Aidan Markram ended up being the difference maker. Ended up winning the game, making 136 in that second innings.
Outstanding. After making a duck in the first.
Yeah, he
Stepped
pretty
up,
much
stepped up.
he led them there. Got player of the match. They've done well, but few questionable decisions made to select some certain players.
Yeah, so trialing a new batting order in a final
No,
with Marnus opening,
That was the one that hurt my head the most.
Green at 3.
Green at 3 hurt me the most.
No, I at least
Yes.
understand Green. No, but
He faced 4 balls in 2 innings.
no, but Marnus at 2.
I think Green is it's a long term option they can look at. Marnus at opening is not a long term fix. Like it's
Marnus is going to be dropped in like 8 days.
My opinion, I think we didn't talk about him last week. So obviously we said we should have played.
Sam Constance.
Yeah, but what did Josh Inglis do wrong to get not selected in this? I know that they wanted to play everyone who'd been a part of the whole calendar year, but he made a big score in Sri Lanka. He's an up and coming
Everyone
player
did.
who can be long term in the Australian squad. Give him a shot
It's
opening.
because
He's
it's-
open for WA.
But it's because he's a keeper.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
he
the
didn't
issue.
keep in Sri Lanka.
No, I know that. But what they'll want to do is want to try and Cam Green's back. And while we might not like Cam Green that much, Cam Green is the biggest figure we have right now for the future.
Yep.
We are going to have him in wherever possible.
They've had him in for a reason for 5 years.
Yes. So when he comes in, that takes up the spot. Bo Webster earned his spot.
Yep.
He has to play.
Travis Head locked in. Steve Smith locked in. Uzi, once you retire, fair enough, but he'll be locked in until then. Marnus was a question.
Failed.
I thought he was the better of the opening 2
Not hard.
in it.
Not hard.
Uzi had a bad.
I think Uzi might not play the whole summer. I generally think he'll get dropped before we get to
Well,
the 5th test.
If Pat Cummins is actually doing what he's going to say and bleed in new people,
Yeah, that
He
was
won't.
a statement.
Yeah,
because
but
that's what they should be doing.
He
from
did
now
say bleed new people, but the first person he's going to bleed in is Sean Abbott.
on. He will not play.
That's the next predicted person.
No way.
What?
so stupid.
He's so old. Yeah, it's a good look. Well, we got the West Indies in about a month.
Yeah, three test series.
We can definitely have a look at what we can do there.
I'd be testing a lot of people
Constance
out
is
here.
coming straight in. He has
Constance in. I'd be having Inglis back in. I'd be obviously Steve Smith won't be playing because he's injured, so we'll be
Yeah,
without
don't
him.
bother.
Broke his hand or his arm. I think it was his hand.
Compound fracture in his finger.
Yeah,
He was standing up close and slips and dropped.
it was
a
an
tough
awkward.
catch.
It was an awkward one because
Yeah.
it sort of
It
just
was
zinged off
the ring finger.
Bavuma's. Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, obviously not what Australia wanted, but it is what it is. I've got a hot take actually from this test. Dale Steyn was on commentary. They had a couple of good commentators on here.
Do you want to play this thing or no?
No, because
Okay.
I don't want to listen to it again. Dale Steyn was on commentary, and he was having a talk about Kagisa Rabada and how dangerous of a bowler he is. This is what he had to say at the time. When Rabada gets a sniff, he really rams it in.
Good time, Dale.
Not the best time to say that, Dale.
Is there an out of context cricket page?
What?
You know, like no context NBA, no context AFL.
No, I don't know if there is that.
There
But
should be that. That would fit perfectly on that. Because
I
what
don't
is
think
that?
it's the best time to be talking about Rabada and sniffing stuff after
No, it's perfect time.
his white powder
It's relevance.
incidents. Before we move on, we'll go one more thing. BBL, they've starting to. I think they're doing the
Big Bash League, yeah.
yeah.
Not them big booty Latina.
They're doing their draft. I think it's either this Wednesday or the following one.
Some players locked in already.
Yeah, they've announced some big players coming to
Bubba
Australia.
Azam
Bubba Azam signed for the Sydney Sixers.
Shaheen Afridi.
Shaheen Afridi, Rizwan, Tim Southey, Curran, Hales is coming back. They've got some big names here. Shamar Joseph.
Well, they need it because, I mean, to be fair, the Big Bash last year was a fair bit better than the
It's
previous years
on
gone
its
by.
it's back on its rise. They're actually getting talent to come back because there's now a bit more money, a little bit compared to what it used to be.
They're trying to fix it after the COVID issue.
Yeah, the disaster that
Yeah,
happened.
the disaster.
After the first fall off.
But it's good to see some big name talents coming down. I think we need that. Obviously, we know we can't get the Indians because of their contractual obligations with the IPL. Because the IPL, I think it's you're not allowed to go play any other T20 comp.
Yeah.
So screw them. Stay in
Hot
India.
take.
We don't like you.
Looking for Barissa! Oh, my word!
But Australia looking for a quick comeback. They've got it. Tim Cahill, astonishing.
No help whatsoever. Matthew Leckie! What a goal.
The Popovich bus has entered the World Cup, guys. A full parked bus job happened against Saudi Arabia. And
After
are
going
through.
1-0 down.
After going 1-0 down, we decided that we needed to attack for the first time all game. Metcalf and Duke both football balls away. Metcalf was jamming.
It was a good header.
Duke's was a good header, yeah. Both of them scoring 3 minutes of each side of the 45-minute mark. And then fate was back in our hands, and we went through Popovich. This was a masterclass Popovich. I wanted to kill myself. It was so bad. 4 shots, 29% possession.
Pop. I was hoping Popovich would do Jose Mourinho and Inter Milan when they beat Barcelona, when they lost to Barcelona, but got through an aggregate, just done the shush to the Saudis.
No, because we won.
Yeah.
But this is now the most competent qualification I've seen in a long time.
I can't remember the last time we didn't.
Have we ever made it through without?
We've done it a couple times.
I think we've mostly done it the hard way though.
mostly the hard way. And
This was more comfortable.
Because
Than
obviously
usual.
06
Yeah.
was against Uruguay. We had
Peru was last one. Qatar.
Yeah, we had 2010. I remember that one where it was Kennedy scored the winner against Syria or Iraq.
it was one of those two. But
Yeah.
it's just never been comfortable. This was most comfortable, and we still lost our group in qualification by like 8 points to Japan.
Yeah.
So-
The extra factor.
Japan are
of,
pretty good at football. We've learnt.
Really? That's a hot take.
That's a very hot take.
Anyway, so that means we're going to the World Cup, guys.
hell yeah.
Pack your bags. We're going to America,
Are we,
Canada, and
are we
Mexico.
buying a $50,000 ticket to watch one game?
No. No, we're watching it at home.
I want to go. If there's,
That'd be-
there's only one crowd I'd actually enjoy to go watch it at this year one, that'd be Mexico.
Mexico would be elite.
Would it would be a decent time to watch it over here, wouldn't it?
It will be
Better than
cool.
usual.
Yeah, it'd be like morning. Like
Day games would be morning. Night games would be around
The afternoon.
lunchtime.
Hell yeah.
It'd be good as.
Watch it at work.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Now,
Nah, taking work off. Sorry, Rex. Gonna sit home and watch the World Cup.
I'm just gonna quit my job then. Nah. Anyway, now back to the A League. Victory have decided to do something silly and sell both of our key players.
Our two most competent players.
Arzani has gone to Ferencvaros. And Casey Boss has gone to FC Mainz.
Where is what countries are they only gone to? That's
Hungary.
Yes, that's right.
Hungry Hippos.
Hungry hippos.
If you know what that song's off.
Anyway, we're cooked.
Yeah, no, done.
Like most of the team's staying, but we're cooked.
Yeah.
It's all going to go into Tegan Valuple's back now.
And a little bit of Zizou.
Oh, Zizou magic.
Zizou, because he's got one more year before he decides to leave us.
Before we go on the last bit, I want to talk about one more thing as well before we go into this last note. I've got on our documentation here. Let's talk about Ange Postecoglou here because obviously we know he's got the axe from Tottenham. Tottenham have taken, I was going to say another name, Thomas Frank as the new coach. But Ange is now rumoured to be signed with Al Ali in Saudi Arabia.
Who plays there? Any big names?
Ivan
there?
Toney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alan St. Maximin, if you know him. I think he's left. Actually.
Newcastle legend.
But
Okay.
He's already gone to the Saudis. He'll take his cash.
good money that.
I was hoping you'd
Fair
go
enough.
to somewhere in like Turkey or something like that. Go to like Fenerbahce, like Galatasaray or something like that.
Why?
Culture.
But
Just because you want to go to Turkey for other reasons.
Ange, can you send me a ticket to Turkey, please?
No, because he's going to Saudi, so you can't.
Anyway, guys, now when you think of Messi, do you think like his influence in life would have been Maradona growing up in
Yeah.
Argentina? Now, what have I told you that was another big influence in his life?
Is it someone from like
Maybe like
Is
Pelé?
it someone from like Barcelona when he was coming through there, or
No.
oh.
No.
Is it maybe like someone like Ronaldo or Anthony?
No,
Anthony.
no. Or a man, yeah. No. No, this man was born in Scotland, but adopted by another country. Jason Cummings, the cum dog.
Central Coast Mariners legend.
Now, in an interview over the last couple of weeks, it came out that after Australia played Argentina, Jason Cummings went up to Messi and said, "Win it for me."
-1 billion aura. Jason, what the fuck?
Also, Messi can't understand a lick of English.
Messi
so-
would have gone, who are you?
No, he would have been, how about no English?
Yeah, he doesn't know. He's not understanding
He
a word
knows
of
very
English.
basic English, so he
So-
probably would have understand.
But-
No, oh my God.
But even like then, it was before he was playing in America, so he wouldn't have known a word.
It's so stupid.
It's pretty funny to be
What
honest.
the hell? Where is Jason playing at the moment?
Isn't he in Germany?
No, India.
Oh, yeah, that Indian
Oh,
team.
with,
Yeah,
With the same team that everyone goes to. I can't remember the name. Off the top of my
who
head.
else is
we've spoken about him
who
before.
else is playing
They
there
won
as well?
their- They won the.
what's his name?
like,
Petrados,
No,
McLaren.
McLaren, yeah, because he was at the the A-League Grand Final.
Yeah,
And
he was the two legends at A-League Grand Final. Real quick, Lee Broxman, McLaren. Both of them literally left their clubs a year ago.
Alex,
anything-
Alex so cooked.
Yeah.
Don't make me get out of this seat. Come on in. You won't get in the water. You don't want to get his hair wet. Pretty boy.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh, Lord.
We had Game 4 of the NBA Finals happen, and the extender has striked again. Scott Foster officiating Game 4 and has helped OKC win Game 4. He gave 21 more free throws this game than Game 3 was, Scott Foster.
It was more the point in fact that SGA and the rest of the Thunder were just slapping Pacers players, and that wasn't called. But then SGA would get the slightest touch, and it would be free throws.
Well, Shea only had 2 free throws in the first 3 quarters.
8 in the last.
Scott, can we get Scott off, please?
Top 2 deadliest duos in NBA history: Scott Foster and SGA.
We know who he doesn't like. He doesn't like Chris Paul.
No, it's not like Chris
No.
Paul.
Not at all.
Not a Chris Paul fan.
Not at all.
Not a Chris
That's
Paul
why
fan.
Chris Paul's never won anything.
And-
He doesn't get the dodgy officiating.
Anyway, the Dark Magic versus the free throws has been a great series so far.
Actually,
Yeah.
one of the more entertaining NBA finals we've had in a couple of years.
It's been a while since I had a finals.
I'm
this
trying to
good.
think of a final series like this.
Is Golden State Boston better than this?
Nah, because I reckon it wasn't as even.
What about
I-
Milwaukee versus Phoenix?
No, 'cause again, that wasn't even. Literally, the last time we had an even series like this.
2019. There you go.
No, because we had injuries. We weren't. Golden State weren't good enough. I would say
2016.
like 2016.
Yeah.
There we go.
2016 is the last one I think has this sort of feeling to it.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Halliburton, Siakam is going to be a deadly duo for the next 3-4 years.
Yeah.
How's the NBA giving him a new nickname? Trying to give him the moment because the other nickname that's going around, that's flying around.
Well, yeah, you can't really catch that one on national TV.
Why not?
Because political.
Yeah, it might just cause a little bit of uproar. Just a little bit.
There's not enough uproar in America at the moment.
No, we're not. Are we a political podcast?
No, we're not. No.
Tariffs are coming back.
No.
No.
Shut up.
We want to make money from this podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Great finals. Where do we think it's going to go from here now? It's tied at 2-2. Going back to Oklahoma.
OKC have the advantage now.
Yeah.
But I got to feel like Pacers like winning on the road.
they do like going out in that game. Game 5 is their game.
Game 5 is known as the moment
Well,
game.
it's tomorrow. So get excited.
It is. Get horny.
You say horny too much on this thing.
Get a roast chook late down in the bed and watch the NBA
Okay.
finals. It's okay, guys.
Don't give up.
What the hell?
It's okay.
Don't give up.
But we saw our first trade happen so far this off season.
Thank you.
So the first trade happened. Orlando Magic. We normally love Orlando.
Orlando Magic.
Great theme song.
Orlando Magic.
But what have they done with this trade?
What is that?
They did a Nico Harrison.
That they cooked, but they burnt the chicken.
Oh, yeah. Desmond Bain goes for 4 first rounders, but Luka goes for 1.
No, not just 4 first rounders. 4 first rounders, KCP and Cole Anthony.
What's going on?
Okay.
Who do they think Desmond Bain is?
Kevin Durant.
The whole
Obviously.
point, this trade, okay, this was the justification, is that they needed 3-point shooting and defense.
Did not need to give up that much for Desmond Bain.
No. If Bridges is worth 5,
Gobert's worth 5.
This gives so much draft capital now to Memphis.
they're going for a big
So
fish.
much. Because they've also got a lottery pick this year.
They have
Now they got 2. No,
no driver.
no, they got 1.
They made playoffs.
But they're going to have plenty. Obviously, Orlando going semi all in.
They're going all in.
Yeah.
Is it all in going for Desmond Bain though?
Paolo, Franz are 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bain's a good the third option, to be fair.
he is.
And then you got Suggs is turning into a great point
Jalen.
guard.
Yeah, they're trying to make their way out of the East. It's probably a good time too. They can
It'd be a
push
good
for the
time to
top
bring
4
back
of
Mo
the East.
Bamba.
No.
Where is
Mo?
Mo?
No,
Is
he's
Mo still
even-
floating around the NBA?
No, he's definitely gone.
Bring back Jonathan Isaac.
Anyway. Oh. No.
Dwight Howard. Just play Dwight Howard.
Dwight
So-
Howard.
Yeah, bring him back from Taiwan.
Get DeMarcus Cousins. He's free from his league.
What's DeMarcus Cousins? What did he do last week?
Oh, he grabbed his nuts
Yeah.
and gestured it to one of the. Where's he playing in Taiwan?
He's somewhere in Asia.
Yeah, he grabbed his nuts and gestured and put it in there someone's face, and they're starting an uproar.
That's good.
And they're banned
Marcus.
for the season.
That's good, Marcus.
He used to play for your club.
I know. It was the most disappointing moment in my life. I thought we were here. AD,
Also your franchise.
He played
so-
1 season. He came ring chasing. I reckon he played like 30 games.
Yeah.
He was crap.
Look, you don't understand the hope that AD, DeMarcus Cousins, and Drew Holiday were supposed to give you.
Yeah, it's really good when Drew Holiday's in a big 3 on a championship team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done it plenty of times before now.
Yep.
Wins you the game and all that.
Yep.
Knocked away and stolen by Holiday.
Yep.
Willie, what are you doing?
Drink her own urine and lick the floor.
Why on earth are you brawling in the streets before the game even starts?
So you're somehow not number 1.
You're just massive.
All right, guys, back at the end of the show. That time where we just dissect melon of the week. Favorite time of the year, as always.
Did you come back with a new melon this week, guys? Or we
No, I've given
finally
up.
bidding this?
Pine Melon Week.
What?
Pine Melon of the Week.
What is
Yes.
it? What is a pine melon?
It's a pineapple melon.
Go for the pineapple through something right now.
Rain.
Anyway,
Mush.
Melon of the week is back. As we already know, 5 people, organisations, more people. There's actually 5 people this week. Just some humans of the sporting world that we're gonna have a crack at for being idiots.
Some weapons of mass destruction this week.
Oh God.
A lot of weapons.
Gonna start number 5 here in Australia in the AFL media with the Arrow. Caroline Wilson.
She spends so much time on this list.
just paying rent on this list at this point. Over the last week, we've seen her lose the plot.
Yep.
Is one way of putting it.
Yep.
Yeah.
She started the week by coming out with the controversial statement that no matter what he chooses to do, Nazai Wanganeen-Milero will not be going to Adelaide. And this is due to Tex Walker's racism scandal back in 2021.
So what we learned is Carro's a racist.
No,
that's not the point.
No.
I need to continue building into this. That came out about an hour later with Naz's media manager saying, no, not the case. Immediately not. So she decided to double down the next night on whatever the show is.
Agenda Setters, yeah.
She didn't own up. She just doubled down, saying that, I don't think his manager actually knows what's going on. Carro, it's his manager.
Who gives this lady a platform?
She also then went with another take, just to make it look even better, that the Geelong players don't like what Bailey Smith's doing at the moment. If you didn't know, Bailey Smith is, I think, constantly hanging out with a few of the players down there. Good mates. He's their best player. I think they're okay.
I love Max Holmes'
And then Max Holmes
little
in his-
shindig.
did a little post today on Instagram, and in the caption gave her a little drive-by,
Yeah.
which is good. Players need to start doing that more to the media, if I'm being honest.
I think she got away with it at Channel 9 because no one watched really Channel 9 much, so she could just
Not
say
as much
whatever
as
dribble she wants.
Seven's obviously... of all the
And
obviously
when Kane Corns
photo-
has the aura and the bring in that he has,
She's on that
giving
same
her
show.
a platform is one of the worst decisions the AFL's ever made.
Can we get Kate McCarthy in over her?
She's so good, Kate McCarthy.
Kate is no... She's not.
Even Kelly's better.
I would prefer her being on Channel 7 on Agenda Setters than on...
Kate Loughnan.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone. Carro, pack it up. Seriously.
Rather Sam Newman back.
No, not Sam Newman.
No.
Don't bring him back.
Go his vlogs. Watch his vlogs.
He likes the next guy that's on this list too.
Oh, number 4, guys. We are getting political today.
Did you see that podcast clip from Sam Newman today?
Yes.
It's so...
Anyway.
My favorite one's between Sam Newman and Wayne Carey.
Not that one's bad. Move on. Move to number 4.
Let's get through.
Number 4, we're getting political today, guys. Donald Trump has made the list. Now,
How has he made this list?
Big red orange.
now this is gonna be... We're gonna have to do a bit of justification for this one because there's a lot going on in America right now.
Yes.
A lot
This
of,
is
lot of
this is-
tension.
This is a sports show, and we are only putting people on this list for doing dumb things involving sport, not anything they do in their political career.
Now,
Not yet.
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Till we get a political pod called
Tasmania.
Uneducated Nuffies.
Uneducated politicians.
Yeah.
Uneducated Nuffies After Dark. We talk about politics instead of sport.
Can we get Tom Barras for that one? Anyway, so
Philosophy and shit.
if you don't know what's going on in America right now, they're doing lots of deporting.
Yep.
Mass deportations.
Good ice.
Okay.
Not
great.
good ice, sorry. Bad ice.
Thank you.
Ice is not good for you.
Oh, I'm gonna keep
That's
rolling
a
with
doozy.
that. I'm gonna keep rolling with that. So mass deportation, it's causing lots of civil issues in America. And there's lots of riots, right?
Yeah.
Americans love rioting.
Now most of them start off pretty peaceful, like they're just average protests. Until loads of time National Guard gets rolled out and there's stuff being fired, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Porters getting shot.
Reporters getting shot with blanks.
No, not with blanks, with rubber bullets.
Okay, anyway. That's loud.
What's going on upstairs?
Anyway. Now, what do you reckon the person who's calling all the shots here will be doing during what would be one of his biggest crises of his current regime?
Going out to where the riots are and trying to just give some reassurance to his people.
Or holding meetings in the White House to try and just sort out ways to dissolve these riots.
What about going to the UFC?
Trump.
What's worse, that or when ScoMo went to Hawaii during bushfire?
I would say it's more insulting to see him on TV at UFC with Dana White.
The only thing that would have just toppled it if Joe Rogan was next to him on the other side too.
Probably. He probably was. So, yeah, Donald showed up to UFC only an hour after he deployed National Guard at a riot.
Oh my God. America is not real. I swear.
It's such a...
Funny
How
place.
can they call that place the greatest country in the world?
Delusion.
Yeah. Anyway, he was walked out with Dana White out to the ringside. And I don't know what I didn't watch the fight or anything, so I don't know what else happened.
Don't
But
watch UFC.
why? Why?
I don't know, John C. I don't know.
America's silly, man.
Yeah.
Silly humans.
Anyway, Donald,
Backwards people.
you're a melon.
We moving on?
Yes.
Who's got number 3?
You do.
Back to me.
Oh.
Now, this one was a bit of a weird find, and you wouldn't be able to know this person unless you were a big fan of horses.
I like a horse betting app. Trackside.
Oh,
Does that count?
No, that's fake.
No, it's corrupt.
Real.
As well.
Real.
Anyway, Heath Ryan. Now, he is an ex-Olympian, Australian Olympian. For equestrian.
What are you doing?
You right there?
Apologies for this.
Oh, God, just stealing. Anyway, so he's an ex-equestrian Olympian, and he also does mass amount of training. He's now in his 60s.
Yeah.
You know, so he's just training horses nowadays. He's not doing any major events. Now, one of his employees recently came out with a video, and he's been charged over this. He's been banned from anything. There is videos of him whipping a horse 42 times, not for training, but to try and beat it into submission.
Oh my God.
This is number 3 this week, guys. So basically, Heath is claiming basically that this horse was misbehaving and was on the verge of being put down.
I think he's been misbehaving.
I don't think that's the solution to help a misbehaving horse.
No. Now, the horse is freaking out in this video. The video is on
Obviously.
news.com if you want to see it.
Oh, great.
But yeah.
Won't put it up.
But 42 times. And then he's claiming that he saved the horse's life because the horse now doesn't misbehave.
I think it's just traumatized.
Yes. you traumatized the horse.
You've put a leaky bit of paper over the top of a
Equestrian
gushing water
almost
outlet.
like the way they look after horses is almost worse than horse racing.
Well, no, equestrian's supposed to be like you love your horse. Like
He doesn't.
he doesn't. I know plenty of great equestrians.
I'd hate to see what he does to his wife.
Oh, okay, we can't have that part in.
You cannot put wife beating in the fucking thing.
Anyway, there was a second. Okay, we need to wait a second.
Where's the
so you
beep?
stop laughing. You know what? This is better. Anyway. Now, there was also a second video, so we can't confirm if it's happened again before.
No.
But Heath, for basically beating a horse into submission, you're a massive melon.
Big melon.
Big melon. Number
Pine
2.
melon.
Number 2. Again, if that was 3, number 2, what's one going to be like? Number 2.
You'll find out.
You find out
You'll
see, in
find
due
out.
time. Number 2. He's been on this list before. He was only a couple of weeks ago. Daniel Serafini.
How's he back already?
If you don't remember him, he was on the list a couple of weeks ago for alleged murder of his ex-wife or ex-fiance, whatever it is. Obviously, he was an ex-baseball pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. But he's currently on trial for murder in California. But during the trial, he has now confessed to this murder.
So we just put him back on because he's now.
He's confessing. Yeah.
yeah, double down. What is going on up there?
Why?
Sorry.
Why do you plead not guilty and then confess to the murder?
Panicking.
Yeah, panicking.
Panic stations.
It's trying to okay, going back to legal studies and it's trying to basically utilize the fact you are pleading guilt, even if it is at a later point, to try and get a lesser sentence because you know you're screwed.
It was father-in-law and mother-in-law, not his ex-fiance.
Yeah,
Still bad.
not OJ.
Still
Simpson.
bad. Still in Lake Tahoe, but yeah, was very very questionable to be confessing to these murders. So you are a number 2 man on the week, Daniel.
It's questionable to be confessing to these murders.
Yes.
What a statement.
Well, that is a statement. Number 1, we're in similar areas here, to be honest, with what I found here. It's funny when you find sports like this being posted on a rap Instagram page. Known for posting famous.
An elite song. Put that shit on.
Please shut up.
Shut up,
Anyway,
you melon.
we're all familiar.
Maybe you
with,
should be in the list.
No.
We're all familiar with the former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown.
AB.
A lot of us not for the good reasons. due to his CTE.
CTESPN.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
These famous segments he puts on Twitter. Entertaining to say the least.
Definitely my favorite source of any news.
I like
Anyway.
I like when we did the overtime Megan.
Oh,
This bit of news was not as entertaining as I would have liked to see. Authorities in Miami are looking to arrest Antonio Brown for attempted murder.
AB.
AB.
It is due to an attempted murder charge tied to a shooting at a celebrity boxing event in May.
What?
That's what I saw.
Oh.
The warrant was signed by a judge last Wednesday. It charges Brown with attempted murder involving a firearm. It sets his bond at $10,000 and requires house arrest whilst awaiting trial.
He's going to be in the NFL field with a ankle bracelet
He's
on.
not making it back to the NFL field, man.
He'll be on we'll
For
have an
multiple
ankle
reasons.
bracelet running routes.
AB.
Routes.
Routes.
Routes. I'm Australian, you have to say routes.
Routes.
Anyway, AB. What are you doing? I know you don't know what you're doing half the time due to what's happened in your career. But please,
AB.
what have you done?
Oh, I don't even have words.
That's a big pie melon of the week.
We've had two murders. We've had
One was attempted.
One was attempted. One was confessing. One was brutality.
Yeah. One was, well, kind of brutality.
One is brutality. Well, two are brutality, and one's just a lemon.
Well, one's just Carro.
Yeah. Carro and 4 idiots.
Well, no,
She
5
is-
idiots.
She's where she belongs.
Yeah.
Also, can I quickly put an honorable mention in?
Mm.
You know, scrolling around, we do tend to spend time researching these. Everyone's
Yeah, we do actually research.
We put a lot of effort into
Funnily
this. We
enough,
don't
yeah.
do this just on a Monday. We do this
No,
We do
all
this all
week.
week.
Yeah. Anyway,
Check the WhatsApp.
there was a big article yesterday I saw.
Yeah.
How big is it?
It's massive. It's a massive headline. All right. Caitlin Clark. We all love Caitlin Clark, don't we?
Star. Face of the WNBA.
So good.
I thought it was Angel.
Definitely Caitlin.
Getting her own rebound and then going out of bounds.
No,
is
it's
not-
Caitlin, and it'll be what's her name
Paige.
from
Yeah.
Paige Beckers.
Now, Caitlin Clark is a well-known phenom, right?
Star.
So, why is this the article title? Minds blown as woman does unthinkable.
Which news outlet's done this?
News.com.
Oh, great.
Are we really doing this in 2025?
Guys, everyone knows who Caitlin Clark is?
She's literally the reason that WNBA has relevance.
Good on. Mind blown as Caitlin Clark does unthinkable.
Yeah.
Still has a good ring to it.
Mind blown as Caitlin Clark does unthinkable on return.
Yeah.
That as well.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Imagine the group chat with Caitlin Clark and Tyrese Halliburton that they're in.
That's just a direct message.
No, sorry. There's two other of them. Sorry. I remember Tyrese talking about a group chat he's got with him and Caitlin Clark and one of the girls, and then another one of his teammates. I can't remember who they were.
Snow Bunny.
No, he's had his girlfriend for 6 years.
Yeah, all of his Instagram videos. Anyway,
Anyway, where are we at the end now?
we're at the end.
We're here. This time next week, we'll be in Goldie. Podcast live from Surfers Paradise.
Oh, God.
We'll do it at the
Sounds
beach.
like such a bad idea.
Or outside Condom Kingdom.
Oh, no. Condom Kingdom is a whole day in itself.
End it.
This is going to be so funny in the Goldie. How many beers are we drinking?
I can't wait to make How Do You Drink a Beer?
How do you drink a beer? How to buy a beer?
How to buy something else other than
How to
a beer.
walk into a door and get a beer?
How to
End
walk
the
to the
show.
Right.
End it.
How to have one
Shut
sip
up.
of a beer?
All right.
I'm Ethan Stone.
I'm James Isles.
I'm John DePero.
Stay Nuffin.